Mr. DeFazio is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank the gentleman. With one simple vote last December, Congress precipitated the so-called debt crisis. We voted to extend all of the Bush tax cuts at a cost of $4 trillion over 10 years. I voted no. So now the debate comes down to what's more important to the American people, Social Security or tax cuts, Medicare or tax cuts, jobs or tax cuts. That's what this debate is all about right now, preserving tax cuts, particularly tax cuts for the wealthy and the largest multinational corporations in this country. Some are still trying to drag Social Security into this debate. Social Security did not cause one penny of this debt. In fact, Social Security is the largest owner of federal debt in the world. They're the largest investor in federal debt. Social Security did not cause this problem. Yes, long-term, starting 2037, Social Security is projected to only be able to pay 73 to 75% of benefits. We can solve that simply. Ask all Americans to pay the same percent of their income into Social Security. Today, if you earn over $106,800, you pay a lower percentage of your income into Social Security. Lift that cap. You could lower the tax for everybody. All those who earn less than $106,800, they'd get a little tax cut. Everybody who earns more than $106,800 would pay the same percent of their income in taxes as those who earn less. That's fair. It solves Social Security problems forever. Then there are others who say, well, it's Medicare. Medicare's the thing we got to kill. The Ryan plan, the Republican plan. Kill Medicare. Turn it into a voucher program. That's their solution there. Future seniors would have a subsidy to go to a government-sponsored exchange to buy private health insurance, and the voucher would be far less than the cost of health insurance. We don't need to kill Medicare to save it or to preserve the tax cuts. Medicare, we could do away with the Bush Republican unpaid-for prescription drug benefit that subsidizes the pharmaceutical and insurance industries and instead say Medicare will negotiate lower drug prices for all people on that program and give them an at-cost benefit. That saves $20 billion a year. We could reform the way we buy durable medical equipment and save another $20 billion a year, and then we could move on to paying doctors for good results rather than volume saving tens of billions more. Yes, we can fix Medicare. We don't need to destroy it, and we don't need to destroy it to perpetuate tax cuts. And then tax cuts create jobs. That's the reason we have to maintain the tax cuts, according to the Republicans. Tax cuts create jobs. Well, we're in the 11th year of the Bush tax cuts, the 3rd year of the Obama tax cuts that supposedly are creating jobs. Well, where are the jobs? In fact, we just had a really good demonstration this last week. Last Friday, all taxes on airline tickets expired. Now, Republicans say, well, that'll get passed on to the consumers. No, most of the airlines are keeping the money. That's another issue. But did those tax cuts create jobs? No, actually, so far they've cost us 94,000 jobs. 4,000 federal employees. Now, they hate federal employees, so that doesn't matter to them. But 90,000 private sector construction jobs building critical security and safety projects on airports all across the country have all ground to a halt because they stopped us from continuing to collect that fee, that tax on people who use the system. So tax cuts actually have destroyed 94,000 jobs, but they have profited a number of the airlines. One major airline, $4 million extra a day, because guess what? They raised their ticket prices to capture that money. They didn't refund it. A couple, like Alaska, have refunded it, but most airlines, no. So we're putting a lie to a lot of their policies here. And the biggest core part of their policy is trickle-down economics. It failed in the Reagan years, and it's failing again now. Give billionaires, the job creators, tax cuts, and they'll create jobs for us little people. Well, guess what? No. Yeah, maybe they hired another pool boy or someone else on the yacht. Yeah, there are a few jobs there. They're now hiring private jets to fly their kids to camp in Maine. Yeah, there's a job there. But not the jobs that 18 million American people need. If we restore the taxes on airline tickets, we'd put 90,000 construction workers, private sector workers back to work, and 4,000 government employees. And if we fully fund our transportation needs in this country, we could put another 2.7 to 3.5 million people to work. No, they want to cut investment in transportation infrastructure. Bridges are failing. They're falling down. The roads are potholed. Transit systems are decrepit. And the Republican answer is give the people back their money and cut spending on those wasteful things like mass transit, bridges, and highways. And oh, by the way, under their plan, we lose another 600,000 private sector jobs on top of the 20% unemployment in construction. It's time to get real around here. Put America back to work. If Americans were working, that would solve 1/4 of the
Chair
deficit
recognizes the
problem.
gentleman from
Stop the
Alabama,
tax
Mr.
cut
Brooks.
mania.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from